Suddenly, $50,000 started coming into John's account every hour. But this wasn't a reward. The most dangerous game of his life had already begun. He had to survive against 5 armed deadly killers for 24 hours. If he stayed alive, he would win a full $15 million. To save his life, he ran toward the station, but one killer was already waiting for him there. The game had a few rules. He couldn't call the police, and he couldn't quit the game halfway. As soon as John entered the mall, the second killer pressed a knife against his back. Because of the crowd, he couldn't kill him there, so he started taking him to a deserted place. Just then, the first killer also arrived there. He saw that someone else was taking his target. He immediately pressed the elevator's emergency stop button. Taking advantage of the chaos, John escaped again. While running, he reached the mall's storage room. There, he saw a man wearing glasses. John thought he was the third killer. In fear, he jumped over the railing and ran to the other side, but he wasn't a killer. He worked for the organizers of this game. His job was to remove the bodies of the dead and erase all the evidence. Then John ran and hid inside a church, but a killer was already there too. He attacked without wasting a second, but in the rush, John ended up killing someone else. The real killer was standing right behind him. The killer locked the church door and started attacking John again and again with a hammer. Suddenly, the hammer got stuck in the gate. John instantly took the chance and slammed the door shut. But while escaping, the killer struck his leg with the hammer. John cleaned the wound with thinner and tried to run, but he collapsed. Meanwhile, the second killer found out that John was still alive. He was going to reach there within the next 40 minutes. John ran into a supermarket and stole a stadium uniform from there. When the killer arrived, he couldn't recognize John in the crowd, but then the shopkeeper recognized the stolen uniform. Seeing that, the killer's attention turned toward John. John quickly hid inside the trunk of an unlocked car. The killer couldn't find him. Frightened, John thought, "No, I have to get out of here right now." He got out of the car and reached a nearby gas station. Then he stole a taxi and drove straight home to meet his wife. He didn't know that the killer had already reached there. You might be wondering why the killers weren't shooting him. Actually, that was against the rules of the game. John saw his chance, shoved the killer hard, and knocked him to the ground. But he didn't know that another killer was already hiding inside his car. In anger, he picked up a large stone and killed that killer. By now, 5 hours had passed. To hide, John boarded a private boat, but a killer was waiting for him there as well. John was just about to drink some water when a waiter stopped him and asked, "Who are you?" John replied, "I'm just drinking water." But that girl was also part of this deadly game. A fierce fight broke out between them. The girl was overpowering John. John quickly ran outside and grabbed onto the iron bridge, but he didn't know that the girl would chase him there too. As soon as she got close to him, John kicked her hard and pushed her straight into the water.